Hey guys, it's me, your boy. Um, nah, though. But today I want to talk about how DACA changed my life, and just to give a quick rundown of what DACA is. Um, the United States has a lot of immigrants, especially from Latin American countries. That includes me. And in a lot of these immigrants came with their very young children to the United States, and most of them, contrary to popular belief, did not come in, um, quote unquote, illegally through crossing the border, but most of them, what they did was, they legally got visas, and they just, because of family situations and work, never renewed them. It's expensive, guys. Um, and obviously, even if these people, such as my own family, had good educations and were actually upper middle class or quite wealthy, like my own family, you can tell by looking at this right here that I was part of the aristocracy, brothers and sisters. But even then, most of these people were working class people, poor people, guys. So it was expensive, especially for a family of five. Like, for example, we were. And my parents were just trying to get help for me anyway. So this situation caused a lot of um kids that grew up in the United States with undocumented parents. And they literally had no way to work, no way to get anything, no federal help for school, which is, or anything like that. They were forced, even if they did end up going to higher education, learning a high level skill, they couldn't go because they were undocumented like their parents, even though they were raised here and grew up here, and for most things are Americans. Right, so in 2012, the Obama administration passed a sort of in between documented and undocumented state that would allow the children of these undocumented migrants who came with them as young people, for what was then, I believe, up to quote unquote migrants or children that were 30 years old. So, what would that have been in 2012? So from 1982 to 2012, and it gave us a work permit, essentially, and a help with financial aid permit, essentially, depending on state. And honestly, guys, it changed my life. With DACA, I it didn't happen right away. I got mine in 2013. But eventually, when I started working in high school, I worked for my high school. I was an interpreter for recently arrived immigrants in my high school. They paid me for that. They counted it as an internship, but even before that, I was working with the special education students, helping them um do what they needed to do. Um like for example, I would help them with their reading work, and I would go out. Our special education program had the special education students do manual labor around the neighborhoods of the schools, and around the area where I live, they called it Learning for Life. And so this taught them to work and stuff like that, and I helped out a lot with that. I was a supervisor, and I did stuff like hand out flyers to advertise the business, and I even cooked sometimes. Obviously very limitedly, right? But yeah, anyway, but yeah, I was able to get work experience with DACA, guys. And honestly, I don't think I can describe what that was like for me, guys. And honestly, just thinking about it now gives me tears, guys. I was a dreamer, guys. I finally didn't feel useless and like a burden for once in my life, brothers and sisters. And I'm sure it was big for many other non-disabled dreamers and DACA immigrants. Because you can imagine, being an American basically, in all but documentation, and not being able to work for higher things, and not just manual labor. Because I'm sorry, I don't have anything against the lower class of people in this country. Like I said, my parents were part of that class, okay? My mom still is. But if we're talking about what in Western countries guarantees generational wealth for groups, that's higher education, that's skilled office likely. I know there are exceptions like welding and stuff. My stepdad is a welder. I'm not talking about that, but and plus we don't live in that heyday, guys. We don't live in that heydays. So for us to be able to have and collect that work experience, guys, it's unbelievable. And blame the Republicans for not giving us a full path to citizenship and our parents, but I'm at least happy we got that, and it changed my life, and it gave me some experiences that I won't forget. Because I can tell you that I changed kids' lives when I did my interpreting and my helping out in that special education program. I really did. They told me. And I miss my students each and every day, and I hope that, one day, as I said in previous videos, the income caps for disabled people will be lifted. It's not really a worry for me anymore because I'm a citizen now, but I stand by and with all of my DACA brothers and sisters, all of my dreamers. You go, and I'm gonna declare it. This is gonna make some people seethe and cope, but no human is illegal. Open the borders, guys. Come on. Bye.